Hi, and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you have been here before. It is a pleasure having you. Today we are going to talk about how you can start reading tarot even if you are kind of afraid of tarot or you have a negative association towards tarot. You can absolutely get past that. I started out that way. I have a religious background, and tarot was kind of frightening to me, especially like when Death or the Tower came out. I was like, what? Or the Devil. And so I didn't start with traditional tarot. I started with cards like these three beauties here. Specifically, it was this deck right here that I started with. And these kinds of decks are ones that I classify as tarot oracle types. And the reason for that is they are tarot, but they have messages on the bottom like oracles. So the reason that I chose these types is because some of the names are named differently, like Tower is not Tower, the Devil is not the Devil. The names are changed, and the suits are different as well. So it felt like a different element to me. It didn't feel so much like tarot. So when starting out, I recommend you use a deck like these. These ones right here are the Fairy Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine. These ones up here are the Angel Tarot cards by Radleigh Valentine. And these ones down here, which are actually my daughter's, are the Animal Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine. If you would like to see these cards further, I do have a playlist that is called the Deck Review Tarot playlist, and all three of these are in there. So when starting out, I recommend that you shuffle the exact same way every time. You pick a spread beforehand and you stick with that spread for a while, and you always, always, always have a question in mind. This way, there's less wiggle room for your physical brain to make you second guess yourself or doubt yourself, and to strengthen your intuition. So, you're going to shuffle the same, you're going to have the same spread, and I do recommend for beginners you use the 5-card cross or the Celtic cross, and stick with whichever one you decide to use. I also recommend that you journal all of your reads that you do, so that you can come back at a later time and review them. Maybe you'll pull something that kind of makes you, a little bit nervous, or you're not really sure how to read it. You can come back at a later time when you don't have that emotional attachment in the moment, and you can relay it out and look at it more clearly. So all three of these they have the same, the suits are named differently. Autumn is Pentacles. They have the sayings along the bottom. Let's see if I can find. So instead of Hangman, it's Awakening. My daughter has some upside down apparently. Some of them are named the same, but like Temperance is balance. So Life Experience is the Tower. Ego is the Devil. So it's named differently, and You can also read on the bottom. When you lay out, you have the message on the bottom of what it is that you're pulling. So a lot of added benefits to using these type of decks when you're very first starting out. These are also pretty helpful for children as well. My daughter, this is her set and she loves them. So this is the Hierophant and it's Unity. So pretty nice. Like I said, I started out with these beauties right here. For 4 years, this is how I read tarot. I used the Celtic Cross every time, and I used these, and they really helped me to be able to get past that negative stigma with tarot and with my religious background, you know, so really, really helped me to be able to get past that. And then after 4 years, I finally got a traditional tarot deck and really started learning, you know, deep dive into tarot. So the images are absolutely lovely in these decks. They do not follow suit with traditional tarot, so you're able to kind of pull yourself away from the negative association. So like I said, always have a question in mind, and the reason behind that is because if you're just like, show me what I need to see, well, there is an infinite amount of possibilities that what the cards come out could be meaning or saying. So always have a question and always make sure that your answer sticks with the question. So if you're asking about money, the answer needs to stick with money. If you're asking about relationships, the answer needs to stick with relationships, that kind of thing. And I do highly recommend either the 5-card cross, which I have a how-to video, how to lay out and read the 5-card cross, and I have a video coming up soon on how to lay out and read the Celtic Cross. So either of those two I would stick with. I would shuffle the exact same way every single time. I would have a question in mind, and I would journal it, date. I like to put the time on there, what deck I use, what spread I use, what my question is, what cards came out, and like my feelings in that reading, and what I felt the message was. And then I can come back to it at a later time and be like, oh, well, that played out exactly like that. Or if like cards came out that kind of made me anxious or upset me a little bit, then I can come back at a later time when I don't have those emotions anymore, and I can look at it through a more clear lens. So that is how I would recommend you start reading tarot. If you want to steer away from traditional tarot teachings, if you have like a religious background or a negative association with tarot, that is how I would recommend that you do it. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. Was this helpful to you? Will you use these methods yourself or with your child maybe? So thanks again, and you have a wonderful day.